Five forest guards are killed near Ibadan. Villagers are wiped out in Niger State. One chance gangs now operate freely in Abuja, the capital of Africa's biggest democracy. And yet, Nigeria feels like a country running without a driver. So the question Nigerians are now whispering, and some are boldly asking, is this: who is actually governing Nigeria right now? Let's be clear. This is no social media rumor. In Oyo State, armed men walked into a forest post and killed 5 forest guards. In Niger State, communities continue to bury their dead after coordinated attacks. In Abuja, one chance criminals now operate so confidently that residents warn each other more than police do. These are separate locations, different actors, different times, but they point to one disturbing pattern. Insecurity is spreading into places that were once considered safe. Abuja is not just another city. Abuja is the seat of power, the symbol of federal authority, the city directly controlled by the federal government. So when criminals rob openly, kidnap, kill and disappear without consequences, it sends a message, not just to Nigerians, but to criminals across the country. That message is dangerous. If Abuja can be penetrated, anywhere can. Now comes the uncomfortable part. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory is constitutionally responsible for administration of Abuja Security Coordination Order in the capital. Yet Nigerians are watching the minister, deeply involved in Rivers State political affair, openly confronting a sitting governor, mobilizing structures, factions, and loyalists. So people are asking, not maliciously, but locally, who is minding Abuja while the politics consumes the FCT minister? This is not about liking or hating Wike. This is about focus. Because criminals don't wait for political meetings to end. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an experienced political strategist. Nobody disputes that. But leadership is not only about control. It is also about presence. Right now, Nigerians are noticing long silence during crisis, delayed physical response, statements without visible urgency, and history teaches us something uncomfortable. Governments don't collapse when enemies attack. They weaken when citizens feel abandoned. This is not Venezuela. This is not Sri Lanka. This is Nigeria. But the pattern of elite insulation, while streets grow unsafe, is familiar, and people recognize it. Is Tinubu afraid of becoming like Maduro? That's not the right framing. The real issue is this: is the government prioritizing political stability over human security? Because when elites feel safe, power structures are secure. But when ordinary people feel haunted, then legitimacy starts leaking. Slowly, quickly, dangerously. No protest starts overnight. No uprising announces itself early. It begins with loss of confidence. It's not bandits. It's not one chance. It's not even terrorism. It's normalization. When Nigerians begin to say, "Na Nigeria, nothing will happen, just avoid night movement," that's when the state starts losing the psychological war. This video is not an attack. It is a Milo. So, we will end with the questions millions are thinking, but few are asking openly. If insecurity is everywhere, if If Abuja is unsafe, if ministers are politicking, and the president feels distant, who is really in charge of Nigeria right now?